Core is going to be really good
nasty.
at ledge. It is going to set you way
nasty.
too low. Well, we're going to see that set off right now. In fact, it is going to be the Jae-yoon and actually not going to be the Core starting things off here.
Coming in here, there also is that nasty dunk that we have to worry about. Mordex has a nasty dunk, but the neutral signature on Core's gauntlets also has a fantastic dunk. That one will reach up and grab someone who's aerial compared to the Mordex dunk. So similar, like, game-changing signatures where that one dunk on a player in orange can turn everything around. Early on, Sandstorm definitely is taking a lot more damage here. Hardy is doing a good job keeping Sandstorm away, keeping him from gaining momentum. But you know, an experienced player, the beginning of game one does not tell the entire story for the rest of the set, not by any means.
Exactly. Having access to that really good early momentum matters so much in these types of matchups. But getting that first stock against someone like Sandstorm is going to matter so much here too, especially with the fact that you have the sword out. It's going to be easy to get that D-Light recovery soon. Just needs the straight-up recovery on the edge guard. Seals the first stock.
So far, Hardy's doing a great job handling Sandstorm. Most of the work was done on the greatsword. Sandstorm still hasn't really found out how to get inside of that. Then we saw him pick up the sword for just a little bit. No major neutral game going on, but he was able to finish out the stock very quickly, starting to take a little bit more damage. But I don't know, when you look at Jae-yoon, you know he's a thick boy, so he can take some hits before he's going to be knocked out of this game.
Speaking of that, you know, extra heft to him, I'm surprised we haven't seen the switch up to the hammer anytime soon, because we've seen that Sandstorm's been pretty committed to the gauntlets, trying to get the quick damage, get those chase dodge reads that you know he wants and loves. But without having access to something like that hammer for the consistent KOs, he's actually struggling to get in and seal the deal here against hardymj.
That's exactly right. He's not able to get in on either weapon. You saw Sandstorm just queue up a down signature. Like, he went in for the read, but it was completely wrong, even after Hardy already did the side sig before that. So I don't know if that was just a really slow reaction or whether it was a read that just didn't happen to go his way. We do see two parts of the Russian Mafia. I think the soft platform might have messed things up there. At least for Sandstorm, it's going to keep things working beautifully for hardymj as he's looking to take yet another stock. That was a bold move. If Hardy was just a little bit higher, we probably would have seen the punish go out. That's the dunk I was talking about.
Yeah, and Sandstorm needs that dunk right now. He needs to seal the deal because he's so deep in the red. This is such a massive lead right now for hardymj as he finds another one off recovery. 3 stock to 1 already. Here, Sparky, what is it that you want to see potentially that could get Sandstorm back to this game? Because it's not looking too good so far.
The way he's not able to get in with hammer and the way he's not able to get in with gauntlets, I almost want a character swap, but of course it is game one. We always have game ones that can sometimes favor the quote-unquote underdog player, and then we see him get absolutely sliced and diced mixed up in the second game. So I'm willing to give Sandstorm that time. He has earned that. Dash in, hits the D-Sig, takes the stock. Now, if the weapon starve game is strong, I think Sandstorm absolutely has a massive advantage here.
Yeah, now we've reached Don't Let It Be You version 1 moment, because you have this 2-stock lead up on Sandstorm. But Sandstorm has been here time and time again. The best in the business for a reason for so long, even with the winners issues. But if you do not keep that same pressure that you had before in the spacing that he had to always dodge Sandstorm in neutral, we're going to see big reads like this, and it's already starting off hot, trying to go for the ground pound off stage to get that spike to get it back to even.
He got a beautiful read, but he's not able to turn it into a KO, which he badly needs right now. The health advantage, even if you took stocks out of the question, it still favors Hardy. So yeah, a gauntlet 3-piece, 4-piece is nice, but the frequency is not there. The KO potential is not there, and this game for Sandstorm is not there. It's going the way of hardymj. It wasn't even close, Ajax.
That was so impressive by hardymj, the way that we saw the start off there. hardymj actually coming off a very solid performance as well, 7th, top 8 at BCX just a couple months ago. So having that type of momentum going into Winters, here up against Sandstorm, trying to solidify your spot in top 8, this is definitely the type of game you want as you move forward in the set.
This really could be one of the tournaments where Hardy pops off his hardest. If he gets the victory here, he's not quite as far as he's been in the past, but he does have so much more confidence and momentum knowing he took out one of the best players, not in this bracket, not in just North America, but in the entire history of Brawlhalla. That would be huge for Hardy here. Sandstorm Winter's curse be darned or not.
Now, this is where champions thrive. This is where the champions are made, because when you get that game up, we were talking about it in game 1, sure, you can tend to lose that game, but did you get the knowledge you needed going into the next one? The adaptations that happen from the best of the business are usually very strong going into the game too. We're seeing Sandstorm kind of slow it down a bit, hiding under the Apocalypse platform a bit more so we can get a baited jump out of the Jayun. But hardymj is doing a great job of not overextending to give Sandstorm that momentum that he's looking for right now.
He did go for the two-piece there, ending with the bridge. He actually got interrupted from it after the opener did miss. Hardy still doing a good job here. He's not 100% in danger of being knocked out right now. It's going to take, I think, a Stomp Sair. I don't even know if a Sair from like middle stage will get the KO here. I don't think a Dare will. Stomp Sair from the wrong side of the stage. Will he have enough to get back? Doesn't matter. The weapon toss is going to end that stock.
Weapon toss coming through, taking him all the way off the side. And for Sandstorm, you got to be feeling good about that. You still have the deep in the red. Any straight hit will pretty much take you out from center stage at this point because of that KO power from Jayun. But the defense so far, very solid. Getting multiple reads on him, trying to read another neutral dodge in place. Maybe catch him with one more nair, but it did not get it. However, still looking pretty good here for Sandstorm as he starts to rack up the second stock.
On that hammer, he was loving the vertical game. You saw the down air into the recovery, then he was fishing for more down airs. So really playing that vertical, that's the dunk. We saw a little tease of it before, but now we saw it coming through, actually made the hit, made the connection, and got the stock, and this is exactly what we were talking about, Ajax. hardymj manhandled Sandstorm game 1, but game 2 is a completely different story.
Man, I went from analysis to just freaking out within a half a second. That was such a good play from Sandstorm. We were talking about game 1, that 3 stock up to 1 lead. Now that Sair is going to finally get the KO necessary for Hardy to start to work his way back in. But this is great for Sandstorm because that extra stock up, fresh health, you could go for some reckless plays here.
Hardy has the chance to control weapons, isn't able to do that. Damage build at least started again. The vertical gameplay from Sandstorm to get in on top of this greatsword. We don't see the Nair used as like the main move from greatsword players. Usually it's on a follow-up off of the Dare. Bottom side of that didn't interrupt too much. There was still movement economy in the air coming out from Sandstorm.
That was so close. So you saw after the GC neutral lights, he wanted that jump free to get the ground pound, but hardymj meeting him back off stage as well. Weapon toss coming through, just missing out on the Sig, trying to get him deep off stage. This, I still feel really good for Hardy's position here because the defense has been on point ever since.
Oh, he's going to get the big juicer! He's going to be able to finish it up. That was a nice amount of damage. He was able to convert off of the weapon toss for that little bit of increased stun. That almost took off the top. The second one, oh, if he would have gotten a D-Light there, that definitely would have KO'd. One more will do it. I don't think a Nair will do it off the top. There it is. Hardy is behind, but he's not in a terrible spot. He has fought back from a 2-stock differential this game.
I mean, how many times have you said so far the successful 2 pieces into the 3-piece from hardymj so far, that damage that is available to him, he's gonna get that back to even soon. It's on Sandstorm to just get that one Stomp Sair he's looking for. He's trying to get that baited landing. There we go. They're going for the KO off the top. You were mentioning that before too. He loves going vertical right now.
The only thing with Sandstorm, he does have Hardy very damaged. I don't know if the next Hammer Dare will do it, but Hammer Dare is not the most efficient KO move. Hardy adding up the damage, almost has Sandstorm in the orange. If he can avoid these combo starters, maybe can still take 1 or 2 more dares. The neutral air, not going to take out just yet. They were on the soft platform. Hardy went for the same direction read. Stomp Sair is going to end it, but it was close.
Yeah, stop the bleeding at the last possible moment. That was just basically replicating game 1. We saw hardymj with that 3 stock to 1 lead, and then Sandstorm brought it back. But because of the deep red play, he was able to close it out. Game 2, Sandstorm had that huge lead, and hardymj said, I'm not letting this happen to me. This is, I think that we're going to see a game 5 out of the set. Just the way that these two are going back and forth so far, it's always going down to the wire, especially with the big leads. What are these close games going to look like?
We are having Apocalypse yet again. Of course, the same character from both players yet again. This time, first weapon is going to hardymj, but I think you're exactly right. A game 5 is certainly on the table here. It'll be interesting to see Sandstorm starting out with Hammer here. hardymj is going to be stuck on the sword. I don't even know if I want to call it stuck on the sword, but it's been mostly greatsword, and from a player like hardymj, we expect a lot of greatsword. We'll see if he swaps to it. He does almost immediately once that spawn comes out. Hardy has barely been touched, if at all. I can't even tell.
It doesn't look like at all so far. The spacing has been incredible. Just staying out of range. Anytime he sees that he goes on top of Sandstorm, immediate dodge out. Hasn't been caught for one yet. And the sword has been so good at getting that damage racked up quickly. And then the greatsword just seals the deal. But this time, Sayer's so close.
Are we on God going to get a clean stock? The possibility is real. Sandstorm does have a weapon now, not a clean stock, but Hardy could take this one with taking next to no damage. What a huge lead that, honestly, I expect to continue. It would take all but a miracle for Sandstorm to find this stock right away. The weapon advantage didn't really favor Hardy for too long. In comes the hammer, expecting some of those dares.
I think when you look at the category of players in this bracket who could pull out that miracle, Sandstorm is pretty much at the top of that category.
They do call him the miracle worker just now after I said it.
Yes, confirmed, quoted, and put on Twitter. Now, what does Sandstorm do here, Sparky, to get that miracle he's looking for? Because this is still a very strong defensive play from Hardy, who hasn't taken that much damage, only been hit a few straight times from a couple side legs.
Well, I was going to say he needs to keep Hardy on just the standard sword rather than the great sword, but that didn't happen for very long as the weapon spawn came in. He is doing a decent job adding up the damage. Not sure, that might have been a misinput on the weapon toss away. Weapon spawn is going to come in. That's going to give Sandstorm the weapon advantage to put out some damage. Has the hammer in hand, not going to take too much. I don't even know if he needs the stomp. A Sayer might do it, a dare might do it, a nair might do it, but the damage is coming out from Hardy, even on the regular sword. He is not just a great sword one trick.
Trying so hard to look for that side stick, but ended up sealing the deal anyways. But you're right, not a one trick whatsoever, because we saw the strength of that greatsword before, but the sword play has just been so consistent, constantly finding the jump read Sayers to keep Sandstorm off stage. That has been a huge portion of the win. Almost catching the chase dodge there. That was such an incredible read, but just a little bit out of space.
Hardy, I can't even describe how incredible this is for Hardy. He's playing so well. Sandstorm is a gauntlet player. He has the Mordex that he has played for virtually all of his career, and Hardy is completely keeping those gauntlets at bay. He's also keeping the hammer at bay. He is keeping this core pick at bay. He might force Sandstorm onto a character swap. Hardy playing phenomenally.
This is such an interesting match going between these two right now. Sakai trying to go for a deep
Bro, he didn't even
stage.
get punished.
The fact that he got back to stage exactly without getting any punishment so far, he's playing at the next level at the moment.
I know all of the greatsword players out there don't have a lot of representation now that the weapon has sort of fallen out of flavor of the month. Hardy is doing this not only for himself, but for every greatsword player out there. I love you, Flambeau. I miss you, brother. All of the other greatsword players are watching this with bated breath, knowing that hardymj has this so close to going up 2-1 in this set against Sandstorm.
We don't bring up Flambeau's name without shouting out one Flambeezy, baby. Right now, we're looking at last stock apiece here, but deep in the red is Sandstorm. The set count so deep in Sandstorm favor, but Sandstorm also never winning winters. This is a big, crucial moment for both of these two, for Hardy to possibly finally get that W on the Sandstorm, or the Sandstorm stop this bleeding and move forward. This game 3 here is going to matter so much, because they need that confident cushion before we move to potential game 5.
And Hardy wants that cushion as well. You see him before he picked up the weapon, got the down air into the neutral air. Almost got the KO off the top, but as I was going to say, when he is at the weapon disadvantage, Hardy was just running away. I would 100% agree with that. One more of those is going to do that. I'm sure Twitch chat was mad, but Hardy playing defensively at weapon disadvantage, totally the smart play here. He gets the game, still in the yellow, wasn't even orange, wasn't a hair close to red. hardymj now up 2-1, one more victory, and he ties his best placement ever, Ajax. Hardy's never gone past 7th place.
Look, man, I'm not holding for it against Sandstorm. That's just a fact. If we see hardymj get this upset, get this W right now, it's been a testament to that defense, like you just mentioned, running it right back, no character swaps, right back to Apocalypse. This is potentially the big upset that people are looking for. Is it going to be hardymj who's going to be the one to send Sandstorm to lowers?
Oh, he's actually going in with the unarmed kit, doing a lot of the damage, picks up a weapon, grabs a nice two-piece there, isn't able to hit that third for the closer. hardymj taking some damage. Sandstorm putting a lot of pressure on him here, just running after, not necessarily chase dodging, but still holding towards Hardy as he hits him away. There's one. Hardy does not get too impatient. He doesn't try to throw everything in at once. Oh, beautiful.
Oh
gets the
God.
KO. The taunt comes out. hardymj, you earned that taunt among many other things so far in this set.
You know why I think he was able to land that? You were talking about how he wasn't really getting too greedy. Those single hit neutral lights, waiting and seeing what Sandstorm was doing in disadvantage. Waiting. Did you dodge? Did you immediately try to swing out a disadvantage? You are playing very scared of me right now. Was able to seal the deal.
Oh, nice grab off of the soft platform, reaching up through it while Sandstorm was below it. Getting Hardy closer to the red, but still Hardy is finding one hit here and there, continues a little bit of the pressure, backs up. That weapon spawn is going to favor him as he picks it up all the way on the left side, tosses it away, weapon spawn comes in. Hardy's been so quick about getting to those weapons, not giving Sandstorm time to respond. D-Sig not going to KO.
Even we saw Sandstorm was hunting for that sidelight to try and get that read of recovery, but multiple times in previous games at this range was not KOing hardymj. So trying to go for the big play on the Sig, still not enough to get the KO. This is just looking so difficult. That's the play we were looking at the very beginning.
You were talking about that from the get-go.
You chill too much, scoops, get out of here. Back to even.
An insane amount of force on that. We are very close. hardymj still in the lead here. But one thing I really love about this Snowman core from Sandstorm is he is playing basically the physical embodiment of Winter. Wait! Is he going to almost get the KO, but not quite? Sweating on the edge, getting back. He now actually has the damage lead here, if only slight. That weapon toss is going to pick up another pair of gauntlets and continue to go to work against Hardy.
That, when you look back at this match, might be the crucial moment as the weather Sandstorm moves forward, because he had such a good play, but Hardy got around. However, he has
Power
another
position.
edge guard here. Great gets the ground pound. Invalidating everything I said a second ago. Sandstorm getting a lead, but we've seen this a few times now where Hardy gets right back into it, but I want to see Sandstorm get this game just so we can get the game 5.
Now it is the sword that Hardy has. He immediately swaps over. I'm telling you, Hardy has been blessed with some of these weapon spawns today. He's done a great job of playing away. Now he gets the KO from center stage. We are dead even. hardymj getting the dub here would knock Sandstorm down into the loser's bracket, have Hardy move on into the top 8 on the winner's side.
It's potential upset time, chat. It is in a great position. However,
vertical
Sandstorm
game.
getting a really good jungle game going here. Catching the Sair, pushing him deep off stage, looking potentially for the side Sig. Just waiting for him to overcommit. No, dashing up, trying to catch the Stomp Sair.
Hardy at the damage deficit. Gauntlets in hand for Sandstorm. Yo, that might do it, and it does! We are going to the Game 5 situation that you predicted, Ajax.
And that side Sig coming through multiple times in previous games. In that spot, Sandstorm left hardymj alone, kind of let him chill there for a second. But then all of a sudden, the kind of surprising burst range that has on you, just grabbing him, getting that KO. I'm so glad we're getting to a Game 5. Now, does hardymj pull it off? I still think that this has been incredibly well played by hardymj. That was barely not his game there, Sparky.
They've been going back and forth in this tug of war. Nobody is like hugely ahead. Even though Sandstorm definitely did have some health that he could have lost on that final stock, Hardy had a game like that as well. Yo, Sandstorm coming out the gate. He's going to get the early KO. Hardy turning it around, has basically done the exact same amount of damage off of those big hits from the greatsword.
I really like hardymj's ability to stay calm in those situations, because a lot of times people will get stuck there. You start mashing jump, you use your dodge early, and then goodbye. Free KO off the side, but hardymj's done an incredible job fading out. Does he get caught, though?
That's huge. Weapon toss is going to clean that one up. Sandstorm, the more experienced player here, has been in more clutch situations than almost anybody else who has ever logged on to Brawlhalla. If anybody can do it in this moment, Sandstorm taking it here, it almost doesn't surprise me based on the way this is looking, and I would have sang a different tune if you asked me that question just a little bit earlier.
Exactly. Also, I think you could see it too. The movement and the way that Sandstorm is approaching right now looks way more confident. He's stutter stepping in place. He's playing just out of the happy zone that hardymj wants, and that is huge because once you start seeing that confidence start coming in, hardymj is going to notice that too, and he's going to get a little bit frightened because now Sandstorm is cooking.
The hammer's becoming more successful. The gauntlets are becoming more successful. Hardy, he started off when he picked up that greatsword, he was playing very defensively. I think that's the way he needs to go. He can outrange Sandstorm. He gets away from that. Nice punish there. Could be taking the stock away.
So close, just needs one more good read.
He went for it.
Misses. He tried to catch him again, like you just said. Now unarmed, trying to get access to maybe just wanting that sword so he can go for a consistent KO option. But now unarmed on Sandstorm. This is so important as we find it finally in center stage. hardymj able to bring it back to 2 stocks apiece.
Now this is where Hardy finds himself in a difficult spot. Because he's behind on health, he can't really play super aggressive on the weapon spawn to get the weapon advantage and weapon starving onto Sandstorm. Playing defensively doesn't necessarily lead to a huge weapon starve game unless you get really lucky on the weapon spawns. Oh my goodness! Sandstorm completely demolished him. Orange to red so quickly. Finished that one up high as well. Didn't have to build up a whole bunch of damage.
A big thing that happened a lot yesterday in the EU top 8 was damage mitigation. Keeping that stock fresh as possible, as long as possible. Sandstorm barely got hit there. Now has a couple big Sair reads.
Hardy stuck on the sword here. I don't think that's the weapon he wants. Sandstorm feeling more confident. You're seeing that coming into play here. The greatsword is in hand. It's going to take so much. These nairs, all of these hammer moves are chunking Hardy closer and closer into the red. Hardy finds 2. Ooh. Oh, Sandstorm didn't get the stomp there. Turns around, hits the stomp Sair. Hardy is looking like he's going to fall here. He's doing everything he can, but it's not enough. The core down signature comes out, taking off the top. Hardy was so close, but he couldn't quite clinch it.
That has happened to many different people. You get that lead, you start to feel good, but then Sandstorm wakes up at the worst possible time you could expect. And that down sig on that last stock, you're up 2 stocks to 1 there. So if you do take that whiff punish, it's fine. You have a whole nother stock to play with. But he understood. hardymj was swinging a lot on me at a disadvantage, really wanted to find that KO, was able to seal the deal, and is going to be moving forward into winner's side of top 8.
Now, Sandstorm moving through on the winner's side means he has to play less games, but if you